It's time to say hello to an old friend of landmarks, serial skyscraper climber, Frenchman Alain Robert. What he and this program have in common is a passion for monumental landmarks, natural and man-made. This time, dressed in a Spider-Man costume, the tiny Daredevil climber scaled the 88-storey Jin Mao Tower, China's tallest building, ignoring warnings from police officers below that he was breaking Chinese law. The aerial Daredevil, dubbed Spider-Man by media for climbing buildings without ropes, decided to mount the iron and glass structure without permission, after authorities turned down 2 requests.
Now what is difficult is the access, which is another story. So one side of the story is more like James Bond, and the other side is more like climbing a ladder.
Just 1.64 metres tall, or 5 foot 3 inches, Robert has to take risks an average person would find terrifying. In 1999, he worked his way up the 110-storey Sears Tower in Chicago, using a channel on the outside of the building used for window washing equipment. By the time he reached the top floor, clouds had rolled in, partially obscuring the view of his conquest from the street below. The Sears had only recently been overtaken by Malaysia's Petronas Twin Towers as the world's tallest building. He attempted to beat the Malay skyscraper twice, but was arrested during the climb on both occasions. In 2004, he did make it to the top of the world's tallest, the Taipei 101. Robert, who has a wife and 3 children, said he had been nervous and anxious for days before the Sears climb. The Frenchman was arrested by Chicago police after reaching the top of the tower. He was charged with criminal trespass and failure to operate a safety net while performing an aerial show. He said the 90-minute climb up the 443-metre tall towers was more difficult than he had anticipated.
Because there's condensation at the end of the skyscraper, the last 20 story, and for me it was not so easy like I have expected, because it was very, very slippery.
Robert has climbed over 65 buildings around the world, including the Eiffel Tower, London's Canary Wharf building, New York's Empire State Building, and 8 years later, he could not resist climbing the Jin Mao to complete his top 4. He said he would keep on climbing buildings as it was a way to demonstrate his free and adventurous spirit to the people.
You know, nowadays the problem is we are trying to live in a world so secure, so safe, and of course, me, this is my own way to show to the people that, sometimes it's good not to follow all the rules.
More than 100 onlookers had gathered around the tower after the news of his ascent spread. Many cheered him on as he climbed up to reach the pinnacle before climbing down. I think he must be doing this for a special reason. Maybe he wants to show his love for his girlfriend, or maybe he wants to show his ability and confidence. Police had to cordon off certain areas as well as direct traffic as the crowd looked on. Firefighters were also at hand to spread a safety canvas along the grounds of the tower. As he reached the foot of the tower, he was promptly arrested by police officers who had been waiting for him. Robert said he had consulted lawyers and French diplomats before the attempt, and he expected to face 15 days in custody and a fine of up to 10,000 won for his attempt. But for all of us who keep their feet firmly planted on the ground, Robert is an unorthodox reminder that leaving things up in the air can sometimes be fun.